Do Hare Krishna people think sex is bad? No, sex is not bad. It's just frequently misused. Even in our sacred book, the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna declares that I am sex, which is not contrary to religious principles. In other words, godly sex is possible. But because people are so frustrated with their lives, they seek the pleasure of sex far in excess of its real balanced place in a good life. And they look for that happiness in a very difficult way, a flickering way that does not satisfy but for a few moments. And this is the great tragedy of sex in this society. Its importance, its value is so overblown that people pursue it even into their 60s, 70s, 80s, trying to squeeze a little more pleasure out of a deteriorating body. This is more a symptom of a poorly educated person and a sadly misused life. We are not against sex. We just say that sex is mainly for the purpose of procreation. And because it is such a heavy energy, it should be done within the confines of marriage. Because in a married relationship, a sexual relationship with a committed partner is a very fulfilling and valuable human experience. However, if the relationship is simply based on sex, then it will change and deteriorate with time, just as the body changes and deteriorates with time. So the Hare Krishna movement encourages wholesome marriages, holistic marriages, that in which sex is one component. But there's so much more in a relationship of friendship, of mutual concern, of emotional support, of cooperation and teamwork that goes into a marriage besides the sexual aspect. Outside of marriage, sex is very damaging. It's very detrimental to one's long-term happiness. And there are two words in Sanskrit, shreyas and prayas. Shreyas means long-term happiness, prayas means short-term happiness. So lacking the knowledge of yoga that enables one to be happy and self-contained within, people go for the prayas, the short-term spectacular pleasure of sex. For that end, they will suck fat off their bodies, they'll spend money they don't have on fancy clothes, they'll compromise their personal integrity and values just for the hope of catching some person of the opposite sex. And over again, they will experience the frustration of such pursuits. The Hare Krishna movement is against people wasting their lives in that way. We think that human beings are capable of so much more, and the human experience is so much richer than the superficial, cosmetic pleasure of sex as it is practiced by materialistic people in today's society.